Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and we've finally seen the release of the next update of the Synaptic Airbus A220. Version 1.0.6 is now available in Marketplace and it features a small number of changes, but nonetheless let's have a look at them and see how that's gonna go. Most importantly, they do claim further performance increases over there, and they've also fixed some wasm crashes, some stuff on the PFD. Basically mostly minor stuff over here, which kind of makes me hope that they are working on the larger stuff somewhere in the background. Now, apart from that, they have a performance improvement by reducing geometry without a visual hit by approximately 1 million fewer vertices on LOD0, including shadow vertices to reduce stutters. Now this one sounds exciting, and I'm really interested to see and how that's gonna go. So what are we gonna do today? We are going to fly from Rome to IndyBuild's brand new Malta scenery in the ITA Airways Airbus A220, and I'd say we can just jump right into this one to get her ready for today's service. Now, something that I do indeed notice is that walking around in the airplane seems to have become quite a bit smoother than in the previous version. So, let's take a seat on the captain's seat over here, and then we can go ahead with a couple of things. Let's go ahead and get started, turning those batteries on, number 1 and 2. And yeah, look at that, I'm looking around the aircraft and I do see micro stutters. But those are mostly showing when I'm looking outside. Like, as you can see here, when I'm looking inside, it's rather smooth. When I'm looking outside, the stutters are coming up, which kind of makes me think that the stutters we see there are maybe related to Microsoft Flight Simulator in general, instead of the A220 in particular. But let's go ahead and carry out this flight and see what's really gonna happen. So, for the power on, the ECL is on DU number 2, then we can go ahead and turn the hydraulic pumps on, all 3 of them, and then AP or external power. Let's go on to the external for the time being, and then the equipment cooling inlet, which is off again, so that was a bug, and look at that, now it's actually got the off button, or the off logo in it as well, so that's back on now as well. Great, so our aircraft is powering up. Let's go ahead and call for our catering services. And while we're waiting for those, we can have a look down into the electronic flight bag over here to check out our flight plan. So let's import our flight here from SimBrief, and then we are gonna take a look. So starting on the significant weather chart, there's absolutely nothing on there. I do really like that. Then let's set up to our weather. Now, where is that? Come on. Move, move, move. Here it is. Really hard to see. Okay, so here we are. We are departing Rome Fiumicino. Clear skies, variable winds, 27 degrees. And landing in Malta. Again, clear skies, 29 degrees. Beautiful. Our alternate is Catania, and the weather is fantastic over there as well. Then departing Rome 15:05, landing on time in Malta. Weights are all looking good. Flight level 37, there's our cruise. No star on this one. It's going to be a radar vectors or a visual approach if the weather permits. And apart from that, everything else is looking good here. So, plant optimum flight level, and for the fuel, 4.6 tons. Let's take 5 minutes extra, so call it 4.8 tons. Then we are good to go. Alright, so let's go into the load sheet, do our SimBrief import, fuel load 4,800, like this. The rest is looking good. Load aircraft, thank you very much. So, all we are waiting for now is the catering to be completed. So let's go onto the door page over here. We can see catering is still ongoing, and then let's make sure that the one left is open over here as well. And already open the cargo doors too, so that they get some stuff going here. Alright, so down here I want the FMS, and then let's just jump onto the CNS over here, Transponder TICAS, and we are gonna be the India Tango Yankee 884, like this. Alright, so that is done. Then let's go for our data link, AOC init data. And over here we can do our init request from SimBrief. That is looking beautiful. And then let's go back to the ATS request, and we want the departure ATIS from Lima India Romeo Foxtrot. Alright, and send that please. Okay, so waiting for the ATIS to arrive, and while we are doing that, let's get out our checklist and continue with the pre-flight checklist. It is the first flight of the day, so let's get started with the ice detector test. So that's going to be on the avionics page, ice detector down here. And there's the ice caution, looking good. Okay, so that is done. Circuit breakers are all checked. Rudder trim, we gotta wait for the alignment to finish for that. Then, oxygen masks are checked, airplane documents on board and checked, OEBs checked, emergency equipment checked, gear pins on board, all red panel. So up here, CVR still not, still broken, that way around. Alright, over here everything's set. Now, I am gonna start the APU because it's freaking hot outside. Over here everything's set, over here the emergency lights are gonna come on, no PED sign auto, seatbelts on, and the rest of the lights are set. So that's the overhead panel set. And let's go for the glare shield, where we are going to turn up the brightness of all of our screens. Like that. And apart from that, we don't really have to do anything up here. Hectopascals is selected. That's a bug that used to be there in earlier versions, but is solved now. Okay, displays. Then let's go for the map. We got traffic and terrain, the same on the other hand side. Then for the symbols, nearest airport, missed approaches, range to altitude arc, and ETA speed altitude. And yeah, I think we are gonna go for the VSD, but we'll check on that again when we enter our stuff in the FMS later, so that we can figure out, do we need it, do we not need it. Okay, ICAS and info. So up here, this is all looking good, down here as well, and those are acknowledged. Thank you very much, so those are checked. Then let's just go ahead and order boarding. Okay, so altimeters should be on the CNS, data link, ATS, ATIS, but yeah, we haven't gotten anything here. So I guess let's try that one more time. So Lima India Romeo Foxtrot. In here, departure ATIS sent, but that doesn't look like anything is happening here. In that case, I'm just gonna go for a TWIP request to get the ATIS, or rather to get the METAR. Sent that, thank you. Okay. That doesn't seem to be working either. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, well, tell you what we're gonna do. Then I'll just use the electronic flight back. Remember, the mod that's the mod for the data link is actually freeware. So if that thing here isn't working, it's just been updated literally a couple of minutes after the release of the new version. So it may need another update. Okay, so what's new over here now? Still flight director false. Well, acknowledged. Let's actually turn them off for the time being. And now they're gone from here as well. So, altimeters, QNH is 1013, center panel is now checked, pedestal, what do we have down here? VHF 1, for some reason, that those volume markers are broken, and not just since this version. And if you look here, now we should have some indications here, but yeah, those broke with the 1.05 update, which was generally a bad one. But yeah, okay. So we got all of those, and these brightnesses are gonna go up as well. Down here, everything's set. Okay, so pedestals are checked, and side sticks. So up, down, neutral, left, right, neutral are checked, and that's the pre-flight checklist complete. Well then, let's get started with our setup. We're on the Navgraph database, which is current. Let's get our flight plan real quick. Like this. Okay, present position. IRS is all checked, GNS is checked, and at least one VOID me updating. Okay. Flight plan uplink. Send that request, please. Complete. And then secondary. Our flight number is gonna be India Tango Yankee 884. We are departing at 15:05. So for our departures, that's where things are getting interesting. Runway 25. And we're planned on the Conard 8 Alpha departure. Now let's find out which SID that corresponds to, because now it's welcome to Rome again. So APC, AGC. And now things are getting interesting. We are first of all going to find that Conard. So departures 25. No. Okay, ANA sets 25. Initial climb. So it's either going to be Sosak or it's going to be Eklos, one of the two. And then we're looking for SID transitions to the south. That could be that one. Let's pin this. Okay, so we need Conard 8 Alpha, and that's over here. Conard 8 Alpha comes from Sosak. So then, ANAF SID 25. What is that? Sosak 9 Romeo is to the north, but down here... Okay, that's only Eklos by the looks of it, so it's definitely Sosak 9 Romeo. So that's this one, Sosak 9 Romeo, and the Con 8 Alpha. Okay, select. Here we go. Then let's go for our arrival, which is going to be an ILS approach runway 31. And I am not going to select any transition over there, because it's eventually going to be radar vectors. Alright, the alternate is Lima India Charlie Charlie. The altitude to get there is flight level 200. Like this, and that's all looking good. Activate secondary flight plan, execute. Now we can uplink the winds. Then let's move on to the fuel. And our estimated fuel weight is 48,800. Like this. Block fuel 4,800. Taxi fuel 122. Like this. Execute, and then performance. So, takeoff performance. Fiumicino, runway 25, synchronize the weather and the takeoff weight. So, that's 53.5. So, 53, let's do 53600 just to be sure. Packs on, anti-ice off, auto, flaps 2, that's all looking good. Calculate then, and that's a takeoff 2, 24, 30, 35. So takeoff 2, 124, 130, and 135. Alright, then we can also go for climb 2, flaps 2, bleed source on engines. Noise abatement procedure is going to be number 1. So acceleration in 3000. The rest is looking good down here. For the climb, let's find the transition altitude. And that's down here, 6,000. $250 below 100. And the rest down here is all looking good. Alright, execute. Then let's go on to our route and let's get the data down here for our departure. Sosak 9 Romeo. So, straight at Romeo Fox 726, Romeo Fox 706, max 230 above 3000, 703 and Sosak above 3000. Then let's copy paste this, and then we continue on the Conard transition, and I'm just gonna grab that from here real quick. So, from Sosak towards Torley, and then to Conard above level 100. And we got Sasak, Charlie, Conard above 100. Alright, execute. Now let's go for the fix. That's gonna be runway 25. And now we need the runway track, which we can get from here. And that's 247. Like this. And then let's insert another runway 25. And this time we need a 25-mile ring. Okay, done. So we've got that. Then let's remove... Let's remove this. And we are gonna keep the last discontinuity over here. That's looking okay. Execute. So let's cross-check our flight plan. So, Sasak 9 Romeo, Conrad 8 Alpha, direct Rotun, direct Luron, direct Aloku, direct Maron, direct Ecola, Lima 12 Gozo, and the rest is looking good. Alright, copy to secondary, messages acknowledged, and that's it. Thank you. Okay, then you can keep this. We're gonna go here, and that's our FMS completed. Now, I'm not gonna bother with the... No, I'm not gonna bother. Okay. So, ATS, departure clearance, facility is gonna be Lima, India, Romeo, Foxtrot, and our gate is 409. And then we can send our departure clearance request. Let's see if that's gonna work, or if we have to call for the clearance manually. Could happen, wouldn't be surprised, but hey, not gonna complain here. Alright, the outside doors are closed. Then let's go ahead and... Whoa, that was laggy. Close that door as well over here. And yeah, then let's already say hello to our passengers. Just gonna pre-select something over here. Alright. PA button still in up. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel, and in the name of ITA Airways, I would like to welcome you on board of our Airbus A220 on our flight to Malta. We are expecting a flight time of an hour and 10 minutes with a smooth ride in 11,300 meters altitude. We do expect to arrive on time, and in order to achieve that, we will be starting our engines here in a matter of the next couple of minutes. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us, and if there's anything we can do for you to make it more comfortable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew. Thank you very much for your attention, and again, welcome on board. That's the problem. Alright, if we go to say intentions instead of happy, then we're definitely also gonna get a clearance, huh? Sounds reasonable if you ask me. Okay, so let's just set that up real quick. Yeah, and if the Airline clearance is still not working, then I would just go for the voice clearance over here. Not gonna waste more time than we absolutely have to. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and try this. So, set new, paste now, and done. And then let's try that one more time. So, ATS. ATS, Lima, India, Romeo, Foxtrot. Send. Would you look at that? Suddenly we have an ATS. So, Rome, arrival and departure ATS Bravo. Departure on menus 25, and all the rest is checked. Alright, good. Then let's go for the departure clearance. So, facility is still Lima, India, Romeo, Fox. The ATS is on board. We're at gate 409. And the rest is looking good. Sent. Alright, this should be much better now. Cool. So we got all that stuff completed. The cargo doors are still open. I guess they're still loading something. Well, or at least they're still in place. Even though I'm not 100% sure if they are loading something. Doesn't matter. Alright, so in the meantime we can go ahead with our load sheet. We got 49 exactly. 48,954. So that's 48,954, and the center of gravity is 28,0. Alright, that's 135 passengers. And execute. The fuel is looking good like that. Takeoff weight 53.7. Yeah, okay, let's go into this. Takeoff 2253035. Alright, and that's now set. Good. So that's all done. The departure clearance request is out. Let's see if anything is gonna come back over here. If not, let's already find the frequencies. Alright, here we go. And we got a delivery on 121.8. Like that, and then we have ground 1219. Okay, good. And yeah, if our clearance hasn't arrived yet, I think it's gonna be easiest just to get it via voice. You know, just make our life easy. Fuel delivery, Itaru 884 information whiskey request IFR clearance to Malta.
Itaru 884, cleared to Malta via the SOSAC 5 Alpha departure. Initial climb 4,000, departure on 130.9er, squawk 2375. Expect runway 25.
Itaru 884 cleared to Malta via the SOSAC 9 Romeo, Conda 8 Alpha, climbing 4,000, departure 1309er, squawk 2375. No comment on the SID, we'll take it the way it is now.
Itaru 884, read back, correct. Ground is on 122.125, safe flight, sir.
122.125, Itaru 884, see ya. So 122.125 is set, and then let's see. 25 will take the SID as it is. Departure 130.9er.
Departing from Rome via Messina and heading to Malta. We kindly ask you to take your seats.
Okay, and squawk 2375. Alright, so with that our clearance is cross-checked. Cool, then we're basically done. Let's close the cargo doors and off we go. Okay, so ground power off. So remove that, and the parking brake is on. And shock can go as well. And prepare for pushback and departure. It's both facing north. St. Tensions doesn't know the release points, so that's gonna be alright.
Delta Echo Golf November Echo.
Okay, good.
Delta Golf Delta Echo Golf November.
So before start checklist, departure briefing. Complete. APU or external power. APU on. Holding at beacon. Okay. Fuel ground, Itaru 884, request pushback and startup.
Itaru 884, push and start approved. Face northeast.
Push and start approved, face northeast, Itaru 884. Okay, parking brake set before start checklist complete. Ground from cockpit. Alright, so pushback and startup are approved and the parking brake is now released. Roger that, push them back and you're clear to start both engines. Thank you, starting 1 and 2 in that sequence. Alright, did you notice that even though GSX lifted us... Oh no. Here we go, now all the speeds are in. Did you notice that even though GSX lifted us, the FMSs stayed on their respective pages?
Danish 7
That's something.
Contact tower on 127.
Alright, left engine start.
Tower, Danish 73 Hotel.
So, probably gonna pull us forward. Yep. It may just be an impression, but on my first impression it looks like the performance has gotten a lot better with this update. Like, there are still stutters in place, absolutely no doubt about it, but they seem to have gotten a lot better.
Arrow 209 contact tower on 127.625.
So, probably pulling us here.
Switching to tower, Itaro 20902.
In case of evacuation, leave all personal belongings behind and follow instructions immediately. If any electronic device becomes hot, catches fire, please inform your crew right away. The safety information card in your seat pocket contains...
Okay, ground. We have a good start on 1, starting 2. Clear 2. Looks like that little bump when transitioning from the starter to the normal operation is still there. I'm gonna point it out when it happens on engine number 2. Alright, pushback completed, set brakes. Brake set. Okay, this is gonna take a little while again.
Beeline 8 Kilo Alpha, taxi to the ramp. Beeline 8 Kilo Alpha, taxi to parking via Delta Golf, Delta Echo Golf, November Hotel. Delta Golf, Delta Echo Golf, November Hotel, Beeline 8 Kilo Alpha.
Okay, number 2 is coming up now. This is all looking fantastic down here. Now have a close look at the N1 gauge when the starter cuts out. You'll see it runs up to about 18%, then the starter goes out and at that moment it jumps back down to 16. Like, watch it now. 16? 17%? 18, starter cutout, back at 16. Alright, and here we are. V4 taxi checklist. APU off. Anti-IS cowl. Auto. Anti-IS wing. Auto. Flaps. 2 selected. Flight controls. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left, full right, neutral. ICAS and info, checked, before taxi checklist complete. Itaru 884, request taxi.
Itaro 884, taxi to holding point runway 25 via November Golf November Bravo Bravo Alpha.
Itaro 884, taxi holding point runway 25 via November Golf, November Bravo, Bravo, Bravo Alpha. Okay, let's see. So that's November Golf, November, Bravo, Bravo Alpha. Alright, straight out, second taxiway right. Now what's interesting here is that we no longer get the airport map failure tag, but then again, we also don't get an airport map. Well, I suppose it was worth a try. Is that gonna work without the VSD? No, now we actually get the airport map fault. Okay. Good. Well then, clear on the left, clear on the right. Let's go. So, straight out at first. And here we go. At least it's taxing an idle, not something that every developer manages to get. Okay, I still think we can expedite this a little. But not this way. My throttles were still set to Airbus mode. That kind of caused them to increase a little bit here. Okay, so basically go straight for like almost to the end and then right on a Bravo. That's what I really love those airport maps for. Just makes taxi so easy. Especially at complicated airports like this one. Alright, we're clear on all sides. Looking good. So, looking for the second taxiway on the right hand side. See, otherwise this wouldn't be as easy. Like distinguishing Delta from Bravo over here looks very, very similar. Especially in flight simming, where those upcoming taxiway signs are not always easy to read. Like, no idea what's standing on there. In the real world you can read those much, much easier. But I guess that's just down to the fact that we are using 2D over here. And I suppose if everything was in 3D, things would be a little easier. But yeah, guess we have to live with this. Alright, before takeoff checklist, please. So, APU bleed, auto, FMS. Set, trims. So we need 3.3 down. Set, flaps 2, anti-ice auto brake, RTO. ICAS and info, check, thrusts. Takeoff 2, runway, that's definitely going to be 25 from here, and the cabin is ready before takeoff checklist complete. So, Bravo Alpha is the second taxiway on the left.
Itaro 884, contact tower on 127.625.
127.625, Itaro 884. Human Tower, Itaro 884, ready for departure. Hey, why is my plane barely going through a turn now? What are you doing? Hello?
Itaro 884, Fiume Tower, runway
Interestingly
25,
enough, the
wind
tiller isn't
50
moving.
at 3, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 25, cleared for takeoff, Itaro 884. That was weird. Now it's moving again. Okay, well, no comment on that. Alright, we are cleared for takeoff. Now, we do have a couple altitude constraints, so I'm gonna turn the VSD on my side. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Okay, departure frequency 1309.
Approaching 25.
Checked. Clear on the right side. Again, this is full tiller input. Nothing happens. That's weird. Definitely have to investigate that.
On runway 25.
Okay, auto thrust armed. Ready? Take off. Thrust. $80 knots, thrust set. Rotate.
Fueling 71 Kilo Lima, runway 34 right, wind 250 at
Positive
3, cleared to
climb.
land.
Gear up.
34 right, cleared to land, Vueling 71 Kilo Lima.
FMS 1. Now, let's see how the autopilot's gonna fly this. Autopilot is on. There's been nothing in this changelog about changes to manual flight, so it's gonna be more interesting to see what the autopilot's gonna do.
Itaro 884, contact road departure.
130.9, Itaro 884. Fume departure, good afternoon, Itaro 884, passing 1,500, climbing 5,000.
Itaro 884, Rome departure, identified. Climb, flight level 120.
Climbing flight level 120, Itaro 884. Set, 120 checked. You know, I like how smooth the autopilot is flying these departure turns. It's doing a good job at that. And gotta say, this actually looks pretty nice.
Rome radar on 132.525.
132.525, Itaro 884. Rome radar Itaro 884, passing 3,600, climbing 120. Flaps 1, speed checked.
Itaro 884, Rome radar identified. Buonasera Rome QNH 1023. Climb, flight level 200.
Climb flight level 200, Itaro 884. Set, 200 checked. 1023? No, 1013. Most certainly. Huh, that's weird. Okay, flaps 0. Speed check, flap 0.
Sky Knight 420, contact Milan radar on 121.
After takeoff checklist,
114,
I guess. Checked. After takeoff checklist complete.
121.14, have a good evening, Sky Knight 420.
So it's done that. And done a cross-check, passing flight level 5-1. Now, checked. So let's see how that turn's gonna go. We're at 25 degrees angular bank, that's the maximum the autopilot will command here. Of course... Oh, that had a 230 limit on there. I didn't watch it actively, but did the plane target the 230? Not sure, might have to go back in the video to actually see that. To me it looked like it didn't, but I may be mistaken about that. In any case, it is flying the turn just about fine at a 25 degree bank angle. It's not doing anything weird here, that's good. It's not following the way the turn was drawn, but then again, that is the case in quite many aircraft, so that's completely fine. Some aircraft have disconnected LNAV modes and line drawing, and seems to me that the A220 is one of them. Ooh. But this is not normal. Now this is weird. Down here everything is right, and it seems the airplane is flying there. But this is definitely a bug. Gonna take a quick screenshot of that so that I can show it to the developers later. Okay. So yeah, definitely disconnect between the line drawing and what LNAV is flying, but what LNAV is flying is actually really fine here. Like, that was a perfectly executed turn, and this is just... yeah. Don't think we need to talk about that. Alright, passing 100. Lights are gonna go off. I'm gonna wait a little bit with the fasten seatbelt sign until we have completed the next turn. Because what I want to see here, we will be starting that turn while we are accelerating. Most likely, at least. I mean, if it ever starts that turn. Since it... yeah... well... let's just have a look at what it's doing over here before we skip to cruise mode. Because this one could be a little interesting now. That was definitely a bug in our LNAV here.
Roam radar Itaro 2092 out of flight level 170 for flight.
Alright, well, we'll see what's gonna happen here, but that looks like a pretty unnecessary overshoot. What's the target track? Nope, not that one. That one. Target is 215. Around 214 here, that's close enough for me. But look at this. Went completely off track, like 4 miles. Okay, that is bad. That is very, very bad. And I can guarantee you the real A220 would not do that. Whatever they say in terms of LNAV tracking and accuracy and stuff, this is bad. And absolutely not what the real plane would do. It would never have been certified like this. Alright. At least it's flying its nonsense smoothly. We really gotta give it that. The autopilot is well programmed. It's just that whatever data is sent to the autopilot is... yeah. And now look at what it's doing. It's not even trying to recapture the course, or even fly to Sosak. Like, it's already set course towards Torley. No. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Alright. At least it's aiming for the next turn to get that correct. At least I hope so, because at this speed you would definitely have to start the turn now. Okay, that looks better. Flight level 280, Itaro 884. Set, 280 checked. Yeah, this looks a lot better now. Alright, I'll let it finish that turn, then I'm going to turn the fasten seatbelt signs off, and then we can accelerate this a little bit to make our way to Malta. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us.
One to 8.155, Itago 884. Luca approach, Itago 884, information Alpha, inbound Kikoa, descending flight level 70. So we're passing 15,000, seatbelts on. And here we are, Malta. Luca approach, Itaru 884, inbound Keiko, descending flight level 70. So, more businesses on this island than inhabitants.
Identified. Good evening. Expect the ILS runway 31 approach to Luca. Verify information Golf.
Golf is on board, expecting the ILS 31, Itaru 884. So yeah, more businesses registered on this island than people living there, but yeah, let's not get into politics and stuff like that. So, we're going to fly the ILS approach runway 31, and we've done a little bit of a setup for that one. We're on the Kiko for the ILS approach, and as you can see, that's really just going around here. In the real world, they sometimes offer vectors onto a 4-mile final. I would be happy to accept them when we get them, but I don't really think that that's gonna happen today. Now, let's go into level change over here to start reducing our speed. We don't have any fixed constraints to adhere to for the time being, so level change sounds just about fine. We're approaching 10,000, so the lights are coming on, and all the rest is already set anyway. Now, the minimum for this one is 440. Like this, and all the rest is already set down here and down here. Good. So with that, we are basically ready for the approach. So let's go ahead and do a quick approach briefing. We're flying a radar vectored, or maybe even a standard ILS approach runway 31 with an MSA of 2,000 feet and a minimum of 440 feet. The go-around is more or less straight ahead, climbing to an altitude of 3,000 feet. Okay, 680 fuel extra, and that gives us roughly, like what, half an hour, a little bit more than half an hour. Okay, so we'll use flight director guidance and we'll fly the ILS with the autopilot. I want to see how the nav mode is going to work now. and then we are going, to then we are going to do manual landing. Flaps 5, auto brake medium, I want to vacate on either the first or the second taxiway, and then we'll taxi to stand number 3, and that's pretty much it. I've got nothing special, I've got nothing non-standard, and I don't have anything, I don't have any threats. Anything from your side? No? Alright, so that's our briefing complete. Approaching.
Turn right, heading 165.
Right, heading 165, you top 884. Heading.
Orders published at flight level 120. Expect further clearance in 15 minutes.
1000 to go.
The hold at flight level 120 with Air 6 Golf Tango.
Tower 884. Turn right, headed 285. Descend 4.
Right, 285, descend at 4000, Itaho 884. Set, 4000 checked.
Tower 884. Traffic at you 12 o'clock, 5 miles. At flight level 70, A320.
Luca approach, Ryanair 85 Juliet Lima, descending through flight
Okay, that's got to be the A320.
Ryanair 85 Juliet Lima, Luca approach identified. Expect the ILS runway 31 approach.
Okay, but I don't see anything here, so... Speed 200, Itaho 884. Alright, speed brake out. Flaps 1. Speed checked, flaps 1. Alright, spoilers are in full.
Turn left, heading 205.
Left 205, Itaho 884. That's a little bit too much. I'm gonna do 265. Okay, set QNH. And that's 1017. Cross-checked, passing 6000 now. Checked. Okay, descent and approach checklist. So, FMS is set. Minima, Baro 440, auto brake, medium, ICAS checked, arrival briefing complete, descent and approach checklist complete.
Ryanair 8 Bravo Hotel 1500, climbing flight level 100.
Okay, flaps 2, and gear down.
Yeah, 8 Bravo Hotel.
What was that?
Departure identified, climb to flight level 100.
1000 to go. Itaho 884, request descent to altitude 3000.
Tower 884, turn left, heading 205 now.
Nope. Okay, vectors straight through the ILS.
Tower 884, descend 3000.
Descend at 3000, Itaho 884.
Ryanair 85 Julia Lima, continue descent to flight level 120.
Okay, manage speed. I'm establishing myself here. Approach mode out. Okay, you just keep descending, please. We gotta intercept that glide slope now.
36 kilo, continue descent to flight level 080.
Down to flight level 080, Turkish 6 Echo Kilo.
Okay, localizer capture, glide slope capture. 3000 feet set.
2500.
Checked. Itaho 884 established on the ILS 31. Flaps 3. Speed check, flaps 3. 135-105, Itaru 884. Flaps 4. Luca Tower, Itaru 104, established ILS 31. Flaps 5. Speed check, flaps 5. Okay, spoilers are retracted.
Luca Tower. Roger. Continue approach runway 31. Tower 884. Runway 31, winds 1804. Clear to land.
Runway 31, clear to land, Itaru 884. Default landing checklist. Altimeters, QNH 1017. Laps 5 indicating, cabin ready. Default landing checklist complete. Alright. So, we're fully established. Manual thrust. Manual flight. Use the autopilot so much on this one to see how well it works or not. But I'm not giving it the fun of landing. That's gonna stay for myself. So, Indy builds brand new Malta. Scenery that I really come to like now. Checked. Checked. Really like the new ILSs. So, speed break up. No reverse. Synaptic 6 really botched something with the reversers. It's not just the 220 where they are no longer working. Manual brakes. And here we are. Alright, lovely. 1 hour and 6 minutes. Welcome to Malta.
884. Exit at Echo if able. Contact ground on 121.605.
121.605, exit at Echo, Itaru 884.
Runway 31.
31 clear to land, Turkish 6 Echo Kilo.
Did you know that Malta is home to the oldest freestanding structures in the world?
Malta ground, Itaru 884, request taxi to gate 3.
With ITA Airways today. Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position.
Is it not 1219er? No, 121.605. Okay, that's fine. Tell you what, we'll just enter the apron anyway already. Malta ground, Itaru 884, request taxi to gate 3.
Itaru 884, taxi to Terminal 1, Gate 3 via Victor, X-Ray Tango Victor. Good day.
Victor, X-Ray Tango Victor, gate 3, Itaru 884. Alright, after landings. So, gate 3, please. And the after landing checklist is complete. So this is number 3. Taxi lights off. Alright, the marshal is in place. Cool. So, checklists are all completed and everything is done. APU is starting. Good. Come on, last 20 centimeters. Here we go. Good. Okay, shutdown checklist. So. Alright, APU or external power. APU on. Cabin crew, disarm flights and cross-check. Alright, both engines are running down, then let's request deboarding over here. And then... Okay, flight control test required. Nope. And that's the shutdown checklist complete. Well guys, with that, welcome to Malta. Hope you enjoyed our first flight in the Synaptic A220 version 1.0.6. Now, definitely gotta say, they did some work here, you do feel it. The airplane has improved. However, there is still margin for more improvement, especially with that LNAV tracking that we saw on our departure and on the initial turns. That was really worthy of an improvement, let's just put it that way, and definitely something that I'm going to feed back to the developers. Now, I wish that the entire marketplace process wasn't so disconnected from the customer, because by the time that this one releases, they've probably already submitted 1.07 to the marketplace. So that one's going to come next week, and then anything we found in this one can earliest be fixed in 2 weeks from now. So I really hope that they have a good beta team and are aware of those problems, so that they can fix that next week. Otherwise, it's going to be 2 weeks, and that would be a bit of a pity. But well, that's not going to be for us for today. You've seen the new version. Definitely a performance improvement. We absolutely got to say that. And yeah, with that out of the way, thank you very much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and then I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.